Hey, how y'all doing? Man, I just want to talk about this. I just want to just kick it on a little bit. Just kick it, y'all. First thing, man, I always be talking about, black people's problem. Nobody cares about black people's problem. Everybody ignores them. You start talking about black people go blah, 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 blah. Even our own people have been conditioned not to even care about their own problems. So I make it my issue to try to get black people's problems out there. But you gotta know one thing about me, and this is my confession, is I used to be a coon before I woke up. I used to be a coon. A coon is somebody that clowns in the best interest of non-black people instead of trying to perpetuate positive stereotypes about their own people. They push out negative or they do things to hurt their own people. And that's what I used to be long time ago. I used to be a coon, man. I mean, back in the day, a white person, a Hispanic person, or an Asian person, they could say that N-word right in front of me. I didn't care because black people, man, we were conditioned, even through school, that the N-word was said by black people. White folks wasn't a danger, or non-black people like other racial groups, they wasn't a danger to us. It was our own people. So, and we taught this by our parents and stuff like that. My parents taught me this, that, white folks had the good life, and they were the ones to be trusted, and your own people would dog you and put you down. So you grow into this inferiority mind state where you got to try to appeal to other racial groups instead of try to appeal to yourself. Well, I stopped that shit, man. I stopped it because it wasn't me. I always knew that something didn't feel right about it. Like, why black people always got to appeal to other people? And I used to notice that these other racial groups used to always enjoy. They always used to like hanging around black people, but they only hung around a certain type of black people. White folks, and now that we got Hispanics, Asians, Arabs, and Indians, immigrants in this country, they the same way. They like to hang around a certain type of black people. They don't like to hang around the militant black person. They don't like to hang around your Malcolm X's. They like to hang around 5 types of black people, in my view. They like to hang around black people who can make them feel comfortable. They like to hang around black people that can perpetuate the stereotype that they already think but scared to say. They like to hang around black people that think just the way they think. And back in the day, this was a code. Before the Willie Lynch code, this was a code called meritorious manumission. It said that white folks would grant freedom to any black person that will, 1, tell on his own people. That's your Uncle Tom. 2, see his eyes only through white people's eyes, and see his eyes only in the best interest of white folks. That's 2. Those are your coons. 3, work and make the comfort of white folk. 3, that's called your employee. That's like 95% of the black people don't own business. They work for either white folks or they work in the best interest of white folks. And 4, you're naive blacks. These are black people that even back in the day they were free, but they believed that white folks had their best interests. And we still got naive black people today. And the 5th one would be your sellouts. Your sellouts are the black people that back during the time, they was always trying to agree with white folks, always trying to have white folks struggle instead of standing with their own people, and they easily would side against the black people. Those were your Uncle Tom, your Sambo, and we still got Uncle Toms today, and we still got Sambos. Now, back in the day, I was a coon. I made it my goal to work in white folks' best interest, or Hispanics or Asian, to make them feel comfortable. Because we grow up with these stereotypes that our own people will put us down. And that if you get close to white folk, is that you know what I'm saying? You better keep those friends. So I already knew something was wrong, but older folks told me this. See, you got to understand, the older folks didn't know any better. contrary to the popular belief. They didn't know no better. The older folks think they right about everything. But you got to understand, racism been here for 500 years. Most older folks been here, what, 80 years? Soon as, you know what I'm saying, a person turns 40, they consider it like they know everything. Racism been here for 500 years, so everybody has been infected. You can't listen to an older person, because an older person might be telling you some inferior stuff. That's why all this colorism is around, because we got these older folks telling these young kids, don't bring no bring only light skin back. White folks can stick together. Black folks don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying? You heard them older folks talk to. So that's why you can't really listen to. We got to change this stuff right now. And this was making a lot of coon. White folks only hang around 5 black people. They hang around the coon black people, the naive black people, the sellout black people, the employees, and lastly, they hang around the employees. The employees. I said it before. Yeah, they hang around 5 black people. These 5 black people they can use. Based on white people owning and controlling everything, they are molded and shaped black people. If black people cannot act like these 4 different personalities, the employee, the sellout, the coon, the naive, and I forgot the 5th one, but I just said it just a minute ago. If they can't act like those 5 personality, either 3 things can happen to them. And this is why so much racial violence is going on, but people keep trying to ignore them. Either 3 things can happen. They can end up in jail, or they can end up dead. Hear me? They can end up in jail, or they can end up dead, killed. That's what can happen to black people. If black people refuse to act like that, and there's a lot of black people out here that refuse to act like that. See, this is the reason why they killed Mike Brown. This is the reason why so many of our black men and black women are getting locked up. They're getting just threw in jail. They ain't even got a chance of in court. They threw in jail. This is why so many black people is get shot. Like, it was a news report, police just shot a 12-year-old girl, unarmed 12-year-old girl in the face, and he got found not guilty. Yeah, it happened a year ago, but he got white cop shot a 12-year-old black girl in the face and got found not guilty. They can shoot us, man, because if black people don't act accordingly, they have the rights to shoot us, or the rights to throw us in jail, or the rights to keep us homeless. That's the 3 things that can happen. We can either be homeless, they can throw us in jail, or they can just kill us, just shoot us dead. And all they do is got to make up an excuse. He tried to take the gun. That's the same excuse. They did that with Trayvon. They did that with Mike Brown. They did that with Eric Gardner, Oscar Grant. The black guy always tries to steal a gun. Now, you know how many guns they got in the hood? You know how many guns they got in the ghetto? You can go to any YouTube video where black people is. They gonna be flashing their guns. Gang signs and guns. So why would a black person encounter a cop tries to steal his gun, or encounter a white guy try to steal a gun? Usually they got their own gun. You can buy guns in the hood cheap. So why would he try to steal a cop's gun? That don't make sense. But this is what they do, man. And they got these coons and Uncle Toms out here that try to ignore it. Because they trying to get privileges. See, black people is fighting for privilege. Black people need to maintain, just like back in the day. Black people had to put food on their tables by acting a certain way, acting accordingly to white people's standards. Nowadays, black people got to make a living by doing the same damn thing. Nothing has changed. And I just wanted to go on this particular talk. I'm about to end it right here at 10 minutes. I don't want to make it that long. That's who I used to be, is a coon, but I'm not like that anymore. I started reading Malcolm, Stokely Carmichael, Marcus Garvey, Nat Turner, Leo, Khalid Muhammad, and I got real. I stopped that shit. Black power.